Hey, 517 Fitness family, this is Tyler, your Christian personal trainer, and today you're going to get to know me a little bit better by me doing the Christian tag YouTube challenge thingy majigger thing. My buddy Jeff over at That Bold Life did it, and I thought, hey, those are some pretty solid questions. I should ask them too. So let's just jump right into it. Question number one. What is your testimony? My testimony is basically I grew up in the church. Every Sunday we went to church. My family has been a part of growing churches, working in churches, performing in churches. I grew up in the church. So it was roughly, I believe I was like 6, 7, vacation Bible school, came home, Jesus into my life. Really not anything climactic or really super exciting. With that said, that's when I prayed the prayer and got Jesus in my life. But my faith really became a part of my life the summer between my junior and senior year of high school. Youth group trip up into the mountains. Just really got away from it all, and a lot of things clicked. And that's where kind of my second dive into my faith really came. And from that point on, it's kind of more of the I classified myself as a Christian. Christianity was always a part of my life, but it really connected with me that junior senior summer. Question number 2. What is your favorite Bible verse? This one was a hard one because, well, 517 Fitness, 2 Corinthians 5:17, that's a good one. I mean, who doesn't love John 3:17? John 3:16. But thinking about it a little bit, Deuteronomy 31:6 is really a verse that really encompasses a lot, and when I read it, it's in that list of like 10 verses I read really regularly, and that verse really stands out to me. It reads, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." That verse, I mean, just the first part, be strong and courageous, that is said, it seems like 100 times, but I think it's only like 6 to 8 times. But that just being just being continually reassured to be strong and courageous in your faith, that reading that verse really motivates me and gets me going. So I would say that's probably my favorite verse. Question number 3. What denomination are you? This is kind of a fun question because honestly I don't know. I go to a church that I think I'm going to tell you about later on, but I'll just say I go to a church called the Father's House. I don't know what its denomination is. I know that I've been to churches that are of Open Bible denomination, Foursquare denomination. I've been to Baptist. I've been to non-denomination. I've been to the gamut of denomination churches. That really doesn't matter to me. I know that sounds weird. Denominations in... The best way I can describe denominations is that, like... And this is weird because this is kind of a health channel. Not kind of, this is a health channel with faith. But it's using Coca-Cola. So there's Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and then like the Safeway brand, the grocery store generic brand. If I was to ask you, hey, get me a Coke, and you brought me any of those 3, I wouldn't care. Yeah, they taste different, but they're all caramelized dark soda. Like, I don't care. If that makes sense. So like that's kind of how I put denominations, is that Yeah, there's some that are different than other ones and whatnot, but as long as they believe in the foundation that I believe in, I can pretty much go to any church. I might stay at a church because of their denomination, but that's not really a thing. I've really gone to a bunch of different denominations, and every time I've gone to one, it hasn't been based off the denomination. So, yeah. Question number 4. What's your favorite Christian song? Well, first off, I will probably just, this is a good blanket statement. I personally have a huge musical man crush on Colton Hayne. Colton Hayne, that's the guy from Arrow. Uh, Colton Dixon. I've watched him since American Idol. I really like what he's doing. I like him personally as well. I mean, I've never met the guy, but it seems like he's pretty cool. But every one of his songs, really enjoy. My go-to app for church worship songs is The Great I Am. That song I'm a big fan of. And right now, the song on Caleb that I really like is I Want to Go Back by Dunn. What's his name? David Dunn. That song, whenever that song comes on, I like it. It's catchy. It makes me happy. Number 5, what kind of church do you attend? I attend the Father's house in my city. I honestly don't even know what denomination it is because that doesn't matter to me. I like it. I enjoy going to it. I like the worship. I like the main pastor. Yeah, I like it. Number 6, what is your favorite Christian book besides the Bible? Well, this in itself was going to be a video I make on YouTube by itself. So I have a long list of books I think every Christian should read besides the Bible. That will help them just grow in their faith and whatnot. But with that said, this book that I'm going to suggest, I truly believe every Christian should read. Like, literally, and I don't know if churches do this, but like most churches, when you raise your hand at at the altar call kind of a thing, they're like, oh, come on down and you'll pray over here with a guy or lady, and we've got a little gift basket for you, blah blah, and all that stuff. In that gift basket, there'll be a coffee mug or like maybe a Bible or whatnot. This book I think should be added to that because it was a book. I don't know, I'm drawing this out. This book I had heard about throughout kind of my high school years, and it was that book that, I know that this sounds really weird coming like saying, but everybody raved about it, and because of that I didn't want to read it because I was that like countercultural kind of kid at times. But I recently, like I'm talking last month, read it and was literally every single chapter was angry at myself because I should have read this book sooner and it would have helped me out a lot more in my walk with Christ. And that is Mere Christianity by the great C.S. Lewis. Honestly, every single chapter in this book made my mind hurt by how awesome it was. I know that sounds really intense, but like every page is highlighted because it is just gold. And it's extremely logical, and that's what I liked about it. So, highly suggest picking this book up. I've got a whole bunch of other books that I think people should read that when they become a Christian, but I will leave that to another YouTube. Number 7, have you been baptized? Why, yes, I have. That's me getting baptized. That was a year ago? 2 years ago? Growing up in the church, I had the when you're young sprinkled on you baptism, and that's good and fine and dandy, but it was about 2 years ago, because my daughter was born, that I really just felt that I needed to make that choice as well to get baptized. Not knocking anybody that got baptized when they were young that way and it really might not have been fully their choice. I get that, like, I'm not knocking you on that. But I wanted it to be my choice as well. So I got baptized at the church I was going to at the time. Number 8, what is your favorite book in the Bible? I am a Proverbs guy. I could read Proverbs every day. Honestly, because of how practical it is. There's not a lot of area for debate, I think, in Proverbs. And I appreciate that, and I like that, and I like that it is just very straightforward, and it gives you wisdom. And it's basically the book in the Bible that's the most self-help book-ish there is. And I like that. So, yeah, Proverbs would be my favorite book in the Bible. Number 9, what is your favorite thing about your church? Well, I kind of talked about that in the question about my church. But to go deeper, I guess, in it, my favorite thing about my church, and this is kind of about church in general, it's my walk with God is really a personal thing. So, like, doing these videos are actually really difficult for me at times because I know I want to get this message out, but at the same time, my faith and my relationship with God has been so interpersonal that communicating it is difficult at times. And so going to church where I am that guy that in worship and somebody's raising their hand, like, it distracts me. My ADD kicks in. I start to judge. I know that's mean and not good, but it's the truth. But the thing I like the most about churches and the churches that I go to and stay at is that it's like going to the gym. The hour beforehand, I will debate with myself, do I really want to go to church? I could just watch the live feed. I could just, do X, Y, and Z. Maybe today is just a good day to hang out with the family. Same thing with the gym. Yeah, I worked out yesterday. I don't need to go today. You have that, maybe it's a half hour to an hour of talking yourself out of going. But just like the gym, every time I go to church, I always leave happy I went. And that, I think, is the sign of a good church. I'm not saying that every message has to hit you deep and be life-changing, but it should not be a draining event for you. And I've been to churches where it has been draining, and I can't really go into why it was draining. And honestly, I don't know why it was draining, but it just was. A church should make you question stuff and be challenging, but just like a workout, at the end of the church service, or just like the end of the workout, you should leave being happy that you had the workout. Question 10. What is the one thing you think the church is struggling with right now? The thing I think all churches, or majority of churches, or society's view of the church, the thing that is the biggest struggle is standing firm in the word, but still showing love. And I think a lot of times churches maybe shy away from the more difficult topics and just stay to the bettering your life topics because it will get more people in the door and whatnot. I think the church could do a better way of showing in love how God wants the best for us, and X, Y, and Z are ways that he believes that we should live our lives, if that makes sense. So yeah. That's number 10. So that's part 1 of the Christian tags, the first 10 questions. Let me know in the comments down below how you're liking this. If you agree, disagree with any of my statements. I think the second batch of questions are going to get a little bit more on the controversial and confrontation sense. But with that said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new to 517 Fitness, we're here to help you lose weight and gain faith. And you don't want Satan to win, so hit that subscribe button. And if you want to let an angel get their wings, like this with a big thumbs up. And like always, God bless, finish strong, and I will see you in the next video.